Alright, what's up guys? So it's a little bit loud because the AC is on down here, so yeah, it's already starting to warm up. So that's why it's gonna be a little bit loud, but I'll try and speak up. So today I'm gonna be trying to, well, not trying, but I'm gonna fix that dent right there. Pretty nasty gouge. And yeah, it's really not that big. It's probably about 1.5 inches length and about 1/4, maybe a 3/8 wide. And this is a nice deep gouge too. And this right here, there's no dent there, but the paint is pretty much gone. So I'm gonna try and sand that out first. But the first thing I'm gonna do is clean this area with some Palmolive dishwashing liquid because I wanna get rid of any ceramic coatings that I put, wax, and detailer spray that I had put right here. And you don't want that mixing with filler, or you're sanding, embedding that stuff into the surface, because when you go to paint, yeah, you're gonna have some nice fish eyes. So let me clean this up real quick, and I'm gonna try and sand this down right here, try and get that out. But yeah, I'm gonna set up the tripod. Let's see how it turns out. But so before anything, I'm gonna show you the supplies I got. This is just the old primer right there. It's a monster can, still have that. And then I have this filler primer, just cheap stuff from Home Depot. Body filler that I bought about a year ago. This is Evercoat Z-Grip Glaze, and I'm gonna be using glaze because it's so thin, the dent, I mean so shallow. It is really not a dent, it's like millimeters deep. So I'm gonna be using that stuff and not Bondo, like thicker Bondo. So there's the hardener right there. This is a dishwashing liquid, rag, tape, and those are all my sandpapers right there that I've saved up throughout the years. And I just pull a little bit from there and put back the rest. And then I have the matching paint right there from Era Paints. And then I have, where's the other one? Right here. I'm just gonna be using some leftover clear acrylic 1K Spray Max. I'm gonna be painting with an airbrush. So yeah, so a cheap airbrush system that I bought works very, very nice, but that's for later. So for now, I'm gonna be cleaning, sanding, and masking. So yeah. And the back of the car, it's just a disaster with all the panels and everything. But I'm trying to keep the ride a little bit clean up there. So yeah, there's the wing right there. So these are some pads that I have. So when I start cutting and buffing, I have a finishing pad, polishing pad, and in there is compounding pad. So yeah, so let me set it up on the tripod, and let's see if I could fix this a little bit. Alright, so I have a little bit of 1000 grit sandpaper. 1000. Gonna try and get this out. So let's see if I can get that out real quick. Dishwashing liquid. So fortunately, the scratch is still there, but I could actually live with that. Let me see. The scratch is gone. It's not as bad. It's not completely gone, but let me see. Could I get? Yeah, it's not gonna show up, but basically I took about 80% of it. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. So I'm just gonna end up leaving this. I'm not gonna paint it, and I'm just gonna polish over that or compound this out with the wool pad, and then do my compound polish and everything. So I'm not gonna be touching that. I'm just gonna be touching this right here, and that's good because it made the job so much easier instead of having to mess with over here. So next I'm gonna be sanding this out. You can tell that it's chipping. If this was an actual dent and no paint was missing, I would actually just leave it and live with the dent, but this is rusting and it's chipping, so I have to feather that out and put some primer and paint, and yeah. So this right here is super deep, and that's actually a dent. It's a crease dent that goes all the way. Yeah, you could see in the reflection. And I couldn't even get this out like you seen it in the last video. But yeah, let me sand this out, and then let's put some filler in here. So now from this angle, you could see the light reflection on the ceiling or the roof or whatever. Now when I go this way, you see how that light kind of distorts? That just means all this is a low area. So I'm not gonna try and get everything absolutely perfect. If there is a wave or some type of imperfection in my final product, I don't really care. All I just want is this to be as flat as I could. That's a little bit more of a blending matched paint. So you could see right there how it's like a dent. It starts to distort right there. But yeah. So let me sand this up. I'm probably gonna do about 150 grit wet. But yeah. This is gonna prevent me from getting everything else surrounding scratched just by accident. But yeah, so some 150 grit right here. That's nice and smooth right there. All right, so I'm gonna show you how it looks like right there. And then you can see how bad that is right there. So I'm gonna end up freaking sanding this. I'll probably do this with like a 400 grit. I'm not gonna go as aggressive, but yeah. But that's exactly what I want, was just to feather out the edges, not make it as sharp and you know, chipped up around the edge. So let me get this, and yeah. All right, so 600 grit right here. All right, right there. So you can see a lot of the dent better. You could see how it's an actual dent now. So yeah. All right, so now that I have this and this nicely sanded out and smooth, I'm gonna be cleaning it again, taking this off, and I'm probably gonna scuff this perimeter because that's where paint is gonna be. I don't wanna get too close to here, and I'm gonna stay away from this edge because I'm gonna be blending up in here and I'm gonna be blending over here, but mainly the majority of the paint is gonna be here. And then I'm going to be clear coating right here, and then my clear coat's gonna go over the base and blend over here a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna take this tape off, clean it up, scuff it up a little bit, and let's put some filler on there. So yeah, so a little bit better video of the repair. That's just a light wet sand right there, but that is what the damage looks like. So yeah, looks a lot worse now because you could see a lot of the primer, but I had to do that to feather it out because if anything, it'll probably just keep chipping, and yeah, I had to get down to bare metal. But yeah, so all right, so I just scuffed up all this right here with I don't even know what that is, maybe 1,000 grit. Yeah, 1,000, and that's how it looks right there. So that's gonna give me a little bit of you know, tooth for the actual filler to bite into. This is not like a very high, you know, impact area or nothing, so it doesn't really have to be as durable of a repair, you know, for a small little DIY. Obviously, if you're doing a quarter panel, you would want to grind it and make sure, you know, it's like a 4 to like a 320 grit, you know, sandpaper tooth to actually have the filler bite into. But something like this, especially vertical, I'm not even worried about it, especially for a little you know, shallow dent like that. So yeah, so now I'm gonna tape things up right there again and apply a nice little skim coat of that glaze. guys, so that's how it looks right there. Not too bad. I'm gonna let this cure. It's already hardening up. So about 20 minutes, I'm gonna let this cure. I'm gonna knock it down, and then I'm gonna put another coat. And then that second coat's gonna be like the perfection coat. I'm gonna try my best. Got a little filler on the body, the paint. That kind of sucks, so I gotta clean this up. So yeah, that's why I like putting the tape, so it doesn't get on the good areas. So yeah, so I'm gonna come back in 20 minutes. I'm gonna take a break and then knock this down, put another coat, and then from there it's gonna be block sanding it. And yeah, I actually don't have a block sander. That's gonna be for the next part. So yeah, so but you will see me knocking this down, and then I'm just gonna end it right there. All right, so I'm still waiting for it to cure. It's been about 12 minutes. There, nicely filled in. Gonna wait another 7 minutes, and then I'm gonna sand this down, and then I'm just gonna apply another coat, just because there's a little bit of like pinholes and yeah, small imperfections. I want to make sure that I fill in all those. So yeah, so still got to clean up right here, but I'll probably do that later. And all of this is gonna end up getting scratched too, since I'm like setting stuff on it. So all this is gonna need a detail. All right, so what you can see that it's getting nice and transparent right there, and I'm just barely hitting the paint, and that's where I want to stop right there. So now right there is the majority of the dent. I'm going to work my way around and just make sure I take off all this excess stuff and excess glaze, and just leave where the dent is. So I went from 150 to 320. guys, so that's how we're looking. I made one little mistake. I burned through the paint right there, but since all this is getting painted, it really doesn't even matter. So now let me carefully take this off. Right there. That's exactly how I want it. So next up, I'm gonna touch it up in some areas. You could actually see the scratch right there, right underneath. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna touch it up a little bit. Then I'm just gonna run a soft block over everything, and then it's gonna become a little paint job. So yeah, so this is gonna be part one. If you wanna see part two, which is gonna be primer, paint, and everything, yeah, smash the like if you wanna see it, and drop a comment. Do you think you can do a repair like this? But yeah, so that's gonna be it. Let me get this off before I scratch the car even more. And yeah, it's all thrashed, so definitely gotta you know, take it to the car wash and everything. But yeah, when it's all done. All right guys, so it's gonna be a little video. If you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.